I asked you guys what movie posters I should recreate in Bonelab, and I got a lot of answers. So I looked through all of them. Yes, all of them, and chose 5 movie posters that stuck out to me to recreate. Let's start with Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Alright, so the first one we're going to start with is the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. So I went ahead and downloaded a Spider-Man avatar, which looks like this. And this, I believe, is like the closest I can get to the actual one used in the picture, at least for the mask itself. So if there's a better one, I apologize, but let's get posing. Basically, if you look, there is obviously the normal light from the left, and on the right, there is a yellow and a blue kind of outlining light thing. I don't know the exact terminology, but we're gonna have to do that with these lights that we have. We're gonna have to get probably like right there, probably. And if we look in the direction, yeah, that, we gotta move it over a little bit, probably more. Oh, yeah, like that. That looks good lighting wise. And there's the picture right there. Now, for editing these photos, I used a program called Photopea, which is basically a free version of Photoshop inside of your browser. And it's also what I'm just most comfortable with, since it's what I use for my thumbnails, so I figured it'd just be best to use. Now, I went in this one trying to keep it as close to the original as I could, while also keeping it, like, Bonelab looking in some way. So I used the original poster to position Spider-Man, and did the color adjustment and lighting and all that fancy stuff to make his suit match and all that. But what I did is, instead of putting Zendaya, I put Ford. See what I did there? I know, I'm a genius. Yeah, I'm gonna just shut up after that one. After I did that, it was just a couple more small things, some color adjustment, maybe some bloom in the eye, just to make everything look better in general, some very small stuff. And I finally exported it, and I think it came out pretty good for the level of photo editing I'm capable of doing. Some of it is better than others. Shut your mouth. Okay, I get it. Let's go to the next movie poster, which is the Backrooms movie. Now this one's gonna be interesting because this room is very yellow, so I feel like we might be a little bit too yellow to use in the actual picture. We might have to do the thing set, like our actual person separate from the background, but we'll see here. Now this is the avatar we're gonna use. This is the best we got, so we're gonna go ahead and just kind of pose up about where I think it is. It's kind of, because in the poster itself, you only really see like half of her. It was kind of like this, and then I'm like up here, and just kind of like right here, and I'm just kind of... Alright, now this one was actually a struggle in the photo editing side, because when I took the photo, I was stupid as fuck, and I missed the position entirely. So I had to go in, cut out the hands, and cut out the body and head, and reposition them, just kind of mush them together to be in the right pose, basically. And after looking at it, it looks buns. It looks terrible, but that's okay. Maybe we can save it, I thought. I was wrong. I thought I could save it by, fixing up the background a little bit, adding some shadows. This will help it really come together. And it came out like this.
Hello?
Yeah. Now, I decided there's no really saving this one unless I go in and retake pictures, and my lazy ass is not doing that. So I just rocked with it. I tweaked the yellow down because there's a bit too yellow when you compare it to, like, the actual poster. It was like bright neon yellow for some unknown reason. I don't even know. I added in all the text, and there you have it. A completely normal, not edited movie poster that looks amazing. Next one. Go to next one. Next, the Michael Jackson biopic. Now, yes, we're doing the Michael Jackson movie because that movie is amazing. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I think it's out streaming by now, so you guys can watch it there. I don't know if it's in theater still. Don't quote me on any of this. I found this really accurate Michael Jackson avatar to the one that's in the poster we're replicating. It does not have glasses, but we'll see if we can come up with a fix for that. All right, so the light we need is like a yellowish kind of hue. Kind of like that, and it's from over here, so it's like this. Okay. And we need another light to give like this side some bounce. It's too dark over here. There we go. That's not bad, and we gotta get the actual pose right. So he's kind of laid back. He kind of, hey, oh. Now it's Michael. This one I had high hopes for. The model was able to get in game. Was already pretty close to the outfit he had with the red jacket. The only difference was the blue shirt, which we'll fix. I was confident, so I started with the background. I added in the dark orange, kind of color with the lights, and I think it looked okay. I then started messing with Michael himself and started color grading him to try and replicate the shadows and colors and, just get the colors on point, with his, jacket being too bright red, so I had to tone that down. Little stuff like that. I also fixed his shirt from being blue to white. And with that, the poster was done, and I think this came out great compared to the last one, at least. Not hard competition, but it came out good. What am I talking about? Go. Next up after Michael Jackson is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I'm assuming this is the one you guys want me to recreate. So we're gonna go ahead and position everyone. There's like a purple-ish lights coming from this side, like back here, right? And then we have the little bit of extra front lights. So we'll start with me because, you know, it's my video. I get to do what I want. Shut your mouth. Now, this Five Nights at Freddy's one was fun to do because I don't normally get to work with lighting in this kind of way with normal YouTube thumbnails. In that, I got to use fog, and something about fog is just very fun for me because it allows me to add more depth to the actual picture, which I find really fun to do. But it only looks good if you do it right. So that's why I spent so much time actually working with the fog, getting it to look how I wanted with the colors and the positioning and all of that jazz. Now, since this poster is dark with only one light source, I decided I was going to use bevel and emboss to my advantage, which is basically like tool that you can use within Photoshop, in this case Photopea, that allows you to almost like manufacture some kind of lighting from an angle, if that makes sense. So I set it to be purple from the right side, and I think this really helped. It helped create like the whole like outline thing with the purple from the light, which I think really made it like work. I keep saying it, but like it's what it did. I then darkened the left side of all of us because that's how it's done in the poster. And it's also just, it helps everyone like stand out more from each other instead of blending in as one, you know, picture. You know, adds more depth. Again. Depth. I adds a little bit more fog in the background to keep it from being so flat. And there you have it. I think this came out more funny than anything, and I personally love this one. The final movie poster we're recreating is Fight Club. Now, Fight Club, I'm thinking we're just going to do Ford and J. Makes the most sense to me. Now, we got to fix this lighting, because this lighting is not it. Now, one of the things about this one, though, is that it's in complete black and white. So, this one's going to be a little bit different to go ahead and, like, to do, basically. I don't know why I'm explaining it like that, but yeah. Now, looking at the poster, it looks like the lighting is coming from, like, this direction up here. So, we're going to have to put the light up there to get the right shadows. It's very high up. It's almost like this kind of light. It's like that kind of direction. I gotta turn down the brightness though, Jesus. It's like that, because there's a very little shadow if you look right underneath the nose, so you can really kind of tell what the shadow direction is. Go ahead, pose up for this one, just kind of like wobbly edit my way in. And then we gotta kind of adjust it for Jay to get the right shadow. Now, I hadn't seen Fight Club at all before I suggested this one, but I decided to watch it as I figured I should watch the movie I'm making the poster of, and it was not what I thought it was, and it was good. But for some reason in my mind, I thought it was a comedy. I don't know. Definitely a great watch for anyone interested. Now, as for the poster, what I did to get the black and white versions of Ford and Jay was I just used the threshold setting inside of Photopea, which basically allows you to set everything to be either completely black or completely white. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. More like almost a limiter. I don't really know the right term for this. And then I would simply just remove white parts, so it's just a black, you know, outline that it created. And I would then take that picture, line it up where I want on the concrete. I would then set the mode for it to overlay, and I would double it to make sure it's like to double its opacity. That way I can get the actual texture of the concrete in the black to make it look like it's actually on the concrete itself, to make it look like it's spray paint. I then did the exact same thing for Jay, put the title on there with the nice pink LED sign, and we were done. This one was a lot simpler than the others, but I think it came out pretty good. I like the actual texture of that I did with like the concrete and everything. I think it looks pretty cool. If you live in the LA area, you might know of something called VidCon, which is basically a convention for all these big and famous YouTubers. Well, I'm going with my friends VR Guy and Dodo. So if you guys end up going, I'll post my outfits either on TikTok or probably community posts on YouTube. So if you guys see me, feel free to come up and take a picture and whatever. I don't know, I'm saying this is probably not even anyone going. Yeah, roll the outro. Roll the outro. Thank you to all of my members.
Do a food spin for me.